Hi, my name is Cecilia Josso, and this is my final project presentation. Mm, So, so I have the kindergarten table as described in the ER diagram that I have submitted. So the table goes as follow with students' ID, first names, last name, address, and homeroom. With teachers' ID, homeroom, course that they teach, first name, last name, phone number, and email. And both of these tables go distributed to both the students' grades of like math, science, English, history, and then teachers' payrolls and how much they make in an annual salary per year. And then also student immunization goes back to students in general because we're talking about their varicella, hepatitis B, and D test that they need in order to get into the kindergarten school district system, because without those vaccinations then they can't really register for the school year basically. And then the goal for this project was the kindergarten management database will be used to show students information from personal grades and immunization. It also has teachers' payrolls annually and what courses are being taught within the kindergarten database. I envision this database management as a new school in Denton area to stop the overflow of students in other school districts to a reasonable amount of students per classroom. And the main focus of this project is to demonstrate the students' academic progress in the course and ensure student immunizations are up to date. Okay, so this is the ER diagram that I have provided. As you can see which ones are the foreign keys, which are related to one another, like teacher ID goes with, homeroom goes with the student's homeroom of which classes and which teachers they are with, and student immunizations with their ID number, and basically as the foreign key as follows. So for the union was used to combine two columns from two different tables. For example, I used teacher ID from teacher and ID from students to display both ID numbers from teachers and the students. As you can see, it's 125 that goes all the way down to 133 for the teacher's ID, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down to 55, 55, 55, 55. And this is how I had set it up to bring both of the selected columns to come together from ID and the students. So with the right, I used the right joins to display everything from two tables and what was in common with table 1 to display the following: the full name and annual salary per teacher. So I use select payroll, full name, and the annual salary from payroll, and right join teacher on payroll, teacher ID that equals teacher ID dot teacher ID. To order by the annual salary as follows from 49,300 all the way down. Left join is similar to right join, to be honest, because instead of table 2 that you're trying to bring together, like I see it as like two diagrams, like, yeah. So you used everything from one side of the table and the opposite to the other side of the table. That kind of makes sense. So in common with and it also displays what's in common with both tables, like in the middle. And so for this, I have the ID and the student's first name displayed that they have in column from student immunization ID and student's first name from student immunization, to left join on student ID and student ID, as those two have in common, like I was trying to say before, as their foreign key to go back to display what immunizations do they have, when was it vaccinated, and stuff like that. So the inner join is used to display between what two tables have in common. For example, with inner join the student's ID with homerooms from both tables of teachers and students as follow. So I use select student ID from teacher.homeroom from student to inner join teacher on student's homeroom and teachers.homeroom. So that's basically what's between the two tables that I have. So we have the two tables, student and teacher. And the foreign key to both of those tables that they have in common with the same column is the homeroom. So with that, I displayed their ID numbers in the homerooms as follows. Subquery not in. So the subquery not in is used to display other factors that does not equal to or have certain name or column. For example, I only wanted to display the students who were not in homeroom 102. So as you can see, the query that I have displayed for the input, I use select ID, first name, last name, homeroom from students, where homeroom not in, select homeroom from teacher, where homeroom equals 102, and order by first name and last name. So we have all the students' name, ID, numbers, and their homeroom who are not currently enrolled in homeroom 102. So as you can see, it'll go from 101, skip 102, and all the way down to 120. The subquery in is in the complete opposite of not in, as it wants to display where in is. For example, I only want us to display students who were in homeroom 102. So it's literally the complete opposite of what not in is, because we're trying to find all the students who are in 102. So we have displayed with the ID, first name and last name, with two students in 102 as Anthony Hasso and Celeste Derry. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Okay, so the minimum. The minimum function was used to display from lowest to greatest as follows. For example, I wanted to find the minimum grade in science with students' name that is grouped by science. So we have the student's full name and their grade as follows from 80 all the way down to 99, 98, I believe. And it'll go in numerical order and it'll show the student's name as well. But this one was really easy. It was select men, grade science, student's full name from kindergarten database, grades, group by grade science, basically. And then the average, I mean, it's basically kind of similar to minimum, but you're looking for everything in total and dividing by it by how many grades there were. So the average is used to calculate the average grade in the class of the homeroom in the math class. For example, I asked for the average grade in math class in 101 to 105 from every student in kindergarten. So I asked for select math and the average grade in math from kindergarten database grades and group by math. So I basically calculated the average of every student who taken the course of math from 101 to 105. And it gave me the total average as follows: 88, 90, 87, 87, 87 as follows. And then okay. So ascend. So the ascend is the ascending order function from lowest to greatest. For example, I wanted to display every student in their homeroom in ascending order from 101 to 120. And it literally goes as follow from Cody with from 101. It will just go down numerical order literally from as follows. Order by for this function, I just ordered by the last names for students in alphabetical order to display a roster of students in the kindergarten class, and it literally goes from Adams, Atkins in numerical order, alphabetical order from A to Z. Some difficulty and challenges throughout this project was with foreign key, because in students and teacher tables had the same column of first name and last name and homeroom. So with this, I basically had to change the name for students' full name, first names, two students' last names, student homeroom, and student's first name, as with the S as starting. This helped with the foreign candidates to students and teachers of their homeroom as well, because that did cause a lot of complication, because it kept on saying, what was it? I believe it was trying to say duplicate. Not really, but it was like an adjunction or something. But I was able to fix that, and it's properly working. Benefits and real life application. Some benefits of my SQL workbench is really useful in real life application would be a school, bank, or sales to help categorize and link the calls to direct you and what you need to find to gain more information of a certain product, of a certain student, or a certain account. I mean, I really did find it really useful, and I actually did like this class a lot because it did deal with a lot of data management, and that's practically what I'm really into, since I have a lot of background knowledge of just a lot of business activities in general. Um, and so basically, what I have learned from this course was some understanding of MySQL Workbench, because I've never really used MySQL Workbench in high school or anything. I mean, the only thing that I really did use in high school was CS++ and HTML, which I do have very little knowledge of that. But I mean, yeah, it was like really interesting too, because I was like, whoa. And what I've learned from this course with the MySQL Workbench was resolving the issues with errors and queries, along with so many abbreviated words, to have the query to do a function from date to time and ordering like the way that you want it. And I was never really aware of this at all. And yeah, that's the end of my presentation.